Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where we are currently in the Crystarium to start our Gatherer role quest, which begins at XIV. Yeah. A betrayal of a myth. Yes, what do you need? Every man and his Amaro wants something today, so I'd thank you to make it quick. No. If you need something is my question. Ah, not here for materials? What are you here for then? Well, I didn't actually ask for a name, but alright. Desiree Kling, or whoever you are. What, did you expect me to know you? Because I don't. You're clearly new here. Where are you from anyway? From the same land as the Exarch. Truly? I've always wanted to ask the Exarch about his mysterious homeland, but he's a very busy man and there never seems to be a good time. So tell me, in this land you hail from, does there happen to be a creature called the Samiel? Nope, never heard of it. No? That's a shame. Well, time for me to take to the field once more. I'll find you yet, my precious Samiel. Mark my words. Chief, where are you? Wait just a... You there! Stop that woman! Begging your pardon, but did the chief mention where she was headed? Fieldwork. Outside again? Doesn't she know how much trouble she causes when she abandons her post? Forgive me. It's not my intent to take it out on you. I'm Yelana of the Hortorium, and the woman I'm furious with is Chief XIV of the Facet of Gathering. Seeing as we have only just met, I'm loath to ask this of you, but could you go after the chief? I'm afraid I don't have a wind to give chase. In all likelihood, she headed to the Amaro launch. If you hurry, you might be able to catch her before she leaves the Crystarium and goes off to heaven knows where. Thank you so much. When you find her, please see that she comes to the Hortorium. Meanwhile, I'll keep an eye out nearby, just in case. Good. Oh, it's you again. What do you need now? Wait, don't tell me. You wish to assist my field work, isn't that right? Well, who am I to deny such enthusiasm? Come along, my friend, come along. Ah, for all the people to see me leave, it had to be Yelana. I wasn't even planning to be away long. Alright, I head to the auditorium. You're coming too, of course. I'm sure Yelana will want to thank you for doing a fine job of catching me. If glass could kill, I'd be dead thrice over. I'm working to improve a strain of fruit. Ah, there you are. Thank you so much for finding the chief. Now, we don't have much to offer in the way of hospitality, but as a small token of my gratitude, I'd be happy to tell you about our facility. Okay. Here at the Hortorium, we primarily conduct agricultural research to improve our ability to cultivate crops. On any given day, you'll find us developing new plant strains and fertilizers and experimenting with new cultivation techniques. The fruit of our labors find use at XIV, the Crystarium orchard, which provides food for our citizens. At the behest of a Facet of Gathering, we also analyze resources found across Northrend. Indeed. Our miners and botanists sometimes make unusual finds, and these are brought here for closer examination. You see, the task of a Facet of Gathering isn't simply to gather. We also strive to identify and manage resources. In a world such as ours, we must use our resources responsibly, that they might be conserved for posterity. In a sense, what we do is not unlike the work of a folk called naturalists in the days before the flood. This stands testament to man's enduring and unquenchable desire to cast light upon the unknown, be it flora or fauna or otherwise. Alright. As you can see, the chief is something of a character, but in spite of her oddities, she's respected by her colleagues and peers. This is because her knowledge is vital in ensuring that the crystarium is well provisioned. Though, from my perspective, it's difficult to see her as little more than a self-absorbed woman who buries us in endless tasks. When I sought her out earlier, it was to deliver a result of our latest analysis, but what should I find but her trying to sneak outside? It's not the first time either. Of late she's been obsessed with finding the Samiel, a nigh mythical creature, and runs off whenever my back is turned. She's not a child anymore, for goodness sake. And you're not my mother. If you keep up that nagging, your winkles are liable to grow wrinkles. Come this way. Let's flee this place, else Yelana will turn us into fertilizer. Running off again? And I have no winkles, thank you very much. Just to be clear, I do not turn people into fertilizer. Ha! We managed to escape the harpy's clutches. Don't tell Yelena I said that. She's no sense of humor, nor does she understand the romance of a mythical creature. Now then, you weren't familiar with a Samiel as I recall. It's the name of an ancient and enormous beast of mortal legend. How enormous, you ask? If you've been to Amarang, you may have seen a colossal ribcage. That's how enormous it is, assuming it indeed belonged to the Samiel. We are still not certain at this stage. You see, while there are tales of people being licked or nearly stepped on, bafflingly, no one alive has managed to catch sight of a creature. Until now, at any rate. While attending an excavation, one of the Hortorium's researchers claims to have encountered what he believed was the Samiel. I have a good feeling about this. The mere thought of shedding light on this mystery sets your heart aflutter, does it not? But of course it does, and you wish to find the Samiel as much as I do. Very well, I hereby name you Captain Klingor of the Samiel Research Squad. With your combination of combat and gathering prowess, I'm confident you do an excellent job, especially with me as your intelligence officer. Lest you worry that Alana will come on nagging, know that our mission is entirely serious and within the scope of a facet's objectives. After all, knowledge of fauna, and all fauna are real until proven otherwise, is critical to resource management. But without further ado, my dear Captain, I bid you venture forth to Amarang, where you are to search for evidence of the Samiel. I await your discoveries with bated breath. Facet of gathering, crystarium deliveries unlocked. By delivering requested items to Kashi Ray and raising yourself in her esteem, you can advance the story of the search for the Samiel. Each facet of a crystalline mean has a list of requested deliveries. Kashi Ray will accept items from miners and botanists. The items requested vary according to your level and maybe blah blah. The esteem will build to each successful delivery. Fill the gauge completely and your esteem level will increase and allow you to progress through the story. So this is kind of similar to how the custom deliveries work. Not quite, but similar. But you need a certain amount of a particular item to progress the quest. It used to be that they also preferred high quality items over normal ones and stuff like that, but gathering no longer has high quality, so animal traces. If I just remembered how many we need. I'm going for 24 for now. If that's wrong, then that's so. Alright. Have you brought me evidence of a Samiel from Amarang? Ah, the anticipation of finding a lead is so heady, I can scarcely focus on my duties. 9, so 18 was what I needed. Okay. And you get script for it. Yeah, it's okay. Well now, this claw belonged to quite a large beast. I dared to hope it would get valuable information on the Samiel. My thanks. Among the specimens you've brought back, one in particular stood out. A claw fragment that resembled that of no known creature out there. This was definitely worth requesting an analysis from the auditorium. Wait a moment while I fetch one of our researchers. Yelana? No. Allow me to introduce Mao Lat. He works closely with Yelana, the poor bastard, and analyzes resources for us. But most importantly, he's the researcher I mentioned who claims to have encountered the Samiel. Go on and recount your tale, lad. On that day, I traveled to Amarang with a crew of miners in order to survey an excavation site. We were going about our work when, without warning, a massive shadow fell over us. Startled, we looked up to see what it was, only to find empty sky. Whatever was there had vanished. It didn't move away, but vanished, shadow and all. It was no cloud or bird, no. It could only have been the ghost of a Samiel whispered in mort legend. Mao, boy. It ill becomes a man of learning to resort to fanciful tales for an explanation. But here, take a look at this specimen that Desiree recovered, and you see that what you encountered was not some ghost of a Samiel, but the Samiel itself. This resembles the claw of a lizard, yet there aren't any species nearly so massive in Amarang. Assuming the creature it came from is a quadruped, we can project its height to be... may I hold on to this? I'd like to examine this more closely at the auditorium. We were about to ask you to do just that. Should you learn anything of interest, be sure to let us know. And there you have it, Desiree. For now we have but to wait. In the meantime, perhaps you'd like to acquaint yourself with other lands and the resources they hold. I dare say it would be of interest to a visitor such as you. Feel free to gather as you see fit. You're respectful of nature, I believe, and won't take more than she can give. So you claim. Kashiwei is pleased with her efforts. She now considers you a seeker of a Samiel. Ah, there you are, my friend. You'll be pleased to hear that Mao has finished his analysis. There was a level requirement for this progress, yeah? As we had first assumed, the peculiar specimen you recovered comes from no beast we're familiar with. While we don't have conclusive evidence as to the identity of its owner, we are certain that it's a tremendously large creature. A creature not unlike the Samiel. There's just one problem. By the time you found the claw fragment, it had already lain there for several moons. This means that its owner likely left Amarang. The trail is cold. But be not disheartened. We've practically established the Samiel's existence, and that is a Samiel-sized step in our quest. Moreover, we have promising new information. It comes from a sentry at the Ascensor's gate. According to the fellow, he was out on patrol a few nights ago when he felt a rhythmic tremor. He rounded up his comrades and set out to investigate. And what should they find? But nothing at all. Not even a lone field mouse. There was just an oddly muggy gust of wind. Unnerved by the strangeness of it all, the sentries decided to beat a hasty retreat. Do you smell that, Desiree? It's a glorious stench of a Samiel right here in Lakeland. Time is of the essence if we are to track it down. To that end, I want you to take yourself to Sullen and look for more evidence of a creature. Not any sort of evidence this time, mind you, but its droppings, so the fresher the better. Ugh. I know, Desiree, I know, but it's for good cause. A steaming, fly-ridden pile of excrement is a veritable repository of knowledge. We just need to be willing to go elbow deep to extract it. So please gather as much of a brown, pungent stuff as you can. Alright. I knew I could depend on you. I await your return with bated breath, lest the stench make me queasy. The Crystal deliveries list has been updated. Still 3? Still 18, okay. And why did they mention Solomon? This is literally so far off of it in the forest of a Lost Shepherd. Maybe because I was minor and better is closer, but... Huh. Okay, this should be it. Animal droppings. Good. Keshire. There's so much to be learned from an animal's droppings, from its identity to it and diet to its physical conditions. Would that I could do the analysis myself, but I wouldn't dream of depriving Yalana of the joy of having one's nose in feces, nor you the joy of looking for it. Off to the first shore you go, Desiree. My, you have to go far to find fresher plumber droppings. Thank you for these beauties, my friend. I shall see them to Yalana's hands while they're still steaming. Desiree, it will sadden you to hear this, but we have no further need of droppings. Even as we speak, Yalana is compiling results of a preliminary analysis. Let's pay our heed, shall we? Excellent timing, Chief. I'm ready to present my results. Desiree, I wasn't expecting you too. Don't tell me the Chief has roped you into her obsession. Yes, she has. Chief, I thought I told you not to make a burden of yourself to other people. Remember, Desiree, you don't have to do this. You can stop whenever you like. The Chief is oblivious to the discomfort of others. You have to make it crystal clear when you have had enough, else oblivious she will remain. Right, the results. Through my preliminary analysis of the excrement, I have established that it belonged to no beast we have in our records. There were traces of the shoots of Lakeland's tallest trees, suggesting that the creature possesses a towering stature. That is all I have for now, but I will conduct a deeper analysis to learn about the creature's behavior. Well, you're certainly ready and willing when it comes to Desiree. Excuse me if I'm a little jealous. And you'll excuse me if I'm not wholly fond of those who are wont to make a nuisance of themselves. Besides, if there's a creature out there that is unknown to us, it's our duty to shed a light upon it. Aha, finally having some fun, are we? I knew you'd come around. That's not exactly my motivation. At any rate, I'll be in touch again with the detailed results. Desiree, I'm sure the chief will pass the information to you before proceeding to send you off on another errand. Precisely. Until then, my friend, do keep your gathering skills sharp. We will have need of you. The steam level increased. Cashiway is delighted with your effort. She now considers you a chaser of a Samiel. Ah, you've come at a good time. Even as we speak, Yelana makes her way here with fresh tidings. Apologies for the wait. I've determined more details of a beast we suspect to be the Samiel. A deeper analysis of the droppings revealed that the creature had consumed vegetation found across all of Northrend. This tells us that we are dealing with a migrating herbivore. Furthermore, it swallows pebbles to aid with digestion and consumes mineral-rich soil. Of most interest, however, is the fact that said vegetation was largely composed of plants native to Ilmac. Amazing work, Yelana. Thanks to you, we now know where to take our search. But Ilmac of all places? That's reckless even by my standards. What? Does the name Ilmac not strike terror into you? Wait, could it be... Rumor has it a daunting woman recently set foot in that forbidden land. Could that individual be you? Yep. That explains your utter nonchalance of the prospect of facing the Fey menace. Would you be willing to venture into Ilmac once more for our noble cause? Sure I would. Wonderful, wonderful. For a moment I feared that the efforts of the Samiel search squad would come to a premature end. But thanks to our brave captain, we may continue our good work. The Samiel search squad? You made up such a thing? I, Desiree is our esteemed captain, while I'm a trusty intelligence officer. You and Maulad are both members, of course, though I can promote you to deputy captain if you prefer. So, Desiree, this time we ask that you venture into an area known as Timgius in Ilmac and gather vegetation that the Samiel is fed on. I speak of partially chewed plant parts and the like. Please deliver what you find to the chief. That way she'll have some actual work to keep her occupied and out of trouble. Chief, I expect you to bring me the specimen without delay. Is that clear? The Crystarium deliveries list for Cashiway has been updated. Megafauna leftovers. Yeah, I know that I don't have it, but... Mining or gathering? The Samiel is beginning to transcend legend and take real physical shape. I can't wait to see what else we'll learn from the plant parts you find in Ilmac. Ah, whatever bit into this was ravenous, and my coin is on the Samiel. An excellent find, my friend. I deliver it to Rihanna at once. Thanks to you, we have all the specimens we need. Yelena is carrying out her analysis even as we speak. And though she won't admit it, it's plain she's enjoying herself. And small wonder, for we stand on the cusp of making one of the greatest discoveries the animal kingdom has ever seen. Or should that be never seen? Well, we found ample evidence of a creature's activities, we haven't caught so much as a glimpse of its scaly skin. This in spite of its prodigious size. I don't know how to explain it. We must think on it some more. Catchy is overjoyed with your efforts. She now considers you an unveiler of the Samiel. A new quest continuing the story of the search for the Samiel is now available. Upon its completion, the crystalline deliveries will be updated. Yes, this is truly a mystery. We know that the Samiel is out there. Is there plenty of evidence of its passage? But why can't we find it? Chief, we have a problem. Yelena, you should know better than to run at full tilt. You're an academic. You're liable to kill yourself. Never mind me. It's Mao. He's gone off to Ilmac to search for Samiel. Alone. He's what? The other researchers blamed him for putting the idea of a Samiel into your head. It's because of you she's chasing some fool myth, they jeered. Mao couldn't bear the barks, and in his anger, he rushed off with little more than the cloths on his back. There's no time to waste. We must find him before he runs afoul of the fairies. But Chief, what if we run afoul of the fairies? We'll have Desi with us. She's friends among the pixies, isn't that right? I see. Yes, we'd be much assured if you could ask the pixies of leader run after Mao's whereabouts. While you see to that, Yelena and I will cast around by the entrance. Come and find us after you've made your inquiries. Now then, let's hurry. People. Trixie Pixie. That mortal's your friend, you say? Had I known that, I would have greeted him with a shove into the lake. Naughty Pixie. What? Immortals come here to play? Nobody told me that. That's not fair. I'm so bored. Bored. I want to play with him too. Green thumbed Pixie. The man with the big ears. Oh yes, I know the one. Was chasing him, as a matter of fact. Unfortunately, I lost sight of him west of the lake. If I see him again, I'll turn him into a cute leaf man. It appears Mao Lat is somewhere near Long Lake Mirror. Time to take word to the others. We'll wait you at Team Gius. Where are you? There you are. Were you able to learn anything about Mao's whereabouts? Truly? Thank you, Desiree. We could never have located him without your help. Come, let's make haste to Long Mirror Lake. Quickly and quietly does it. Oh, poor Paul dear. You say, thank goodness. It's a miracle he managed to come this far unharmed. What were you thinking, lad? You could have been killed or worse. Desiree, I'm so sorry for all the trouble. And so you should be. But Chief alone is enough of a handful. I can't chase you down as well. But the others, they spoke ill of a chief. I couldn't just stand by and take it. I know it was reckless of me to come here alone. But thanks to that, I was able to find an actual part of a Samiel. There's just one problem. In my haste, I forgot my tools. Desiree, you seem to have yours. Could you do the collecting in my stead? Lest you wonder, it's a shred of scaly skin. I spotted it in this area. Timgeus, after noticing rub marks on the trees and rocks. Yeah. Keep hammering. So, did you find the shred of skin? What's a little on the shriveled side is indeed skin from the creature. It was likely molting. A molting creature? That's one more thing we know about it. I can't wait to see what else the specimen can tell us. The Samiel, it's behind you. Huh? I don't see anything. Me neither. It's odd, it was just there a moment ago. And its shape, I'd swear it matches that of a shadow I saw in Amarang. I don't know how, but it literally disappeared in the blink of an eye. Desiree, you saw it too, didn't you? It wasn't just my imagination. I saw it. Truly? It was right there and I missed it? Ah, of all the rotten luck. Tell me, what did it look like? What was its color, smell, size? Chief, perhaps we should save the questions for after we leave this place. Even with Desiree, it may not be entirely safe for us here. Yes, you have a right of it. It wouldn't do to have the fairies get their hands on our precious specimen. Come, let's return to the crystarium. Well, that was certainly a harrowing outing, but it wasn't without fruit, in the form of a piece of a Samiel itself. Ah, to feel the scaly texture in my hands and breathe in its mysterious smell. Pure bliss, I tell you. Alas, Yelana snatched it from me before I could have a little taste. Well, for now, we'll just have to leave her to her task. I'm sure she'll have new information for us before long, so do not wander far. I have several pieces of skin left. Do you want one? If you're so... snacking? Ah, Desiree, I was hoping you'd come by. I have a favor to ask of you. I've been pondering the recent episode in Il Mag where the Samiel vanished as suddenly as it appeared. However it managed to do that, I believe that is the key to its elusiveness. While I have my theories, the little shred of skin you found us isn't enough to draw a decisive conclusion. To it, we need more specimens, as many as you can find. So, based on your Maolet's account, we can confirm that the creature is akin to a lizard, albeit massive. From this, we may assume it shreds its skin by rubbing off the outer layer a little at a time. Having accomplished this exhausting task, it then gorges on food to regain its strength. Combining this assumption with our knowledge that the creature migrates in search of lush vegetation, we can ascertain where we are most likely to find its skin. That is, in Raktika, the lushest forest in Northrend. If I were a Samiel looking to have a feast, that is where I would take myself. Capable a captain as you are, even the secluded domain of a V's ought to pose no obstacle to you. And this brings us to your next task. Set forth for Raktika, my friend, for the blind forest of Ixmaya, and gather the Samiel skin. Through the skin the creature has shed with, we will shed light on the creature. Megafauna traces. To behold the summer with my own eyes. The skin, my friend. You must bring us more shreds of a creature's skin from the blind forest of Ixmaya in Raktika. Blessed night, I asked for shreds of skin, but you brought me a veritable tapestry. This will tell us many a tale about its owner. My thanks for gathering these specimens, Desiree. I'm pleased to see that the Samiel is indeed shedding its skin in Raktika. Now, based on a cursory inspection, Yelana believes that all the specimens probably came from the same creature. This worries me, Desiree. What if this proves to be the last surviving creature? Of course, it may be that the beasts are solitary in nature. It may be that Yelana is mistaken. But it avails us not to worry about such things at this time. For now, we can but wait for the results of the analysis. Truly, the Samiel is a mystery among mysteries. I won't rest until I know everything about it. Are you with me, Desiree? But of course you are. Behind that icy countenance, your heart burns to uncover the truth. Now tell me, my inimitable captain, why do you think the Samiel is so elusive? No need to overthink it. Say whatever comes to mind. It uses mimicry? Mimicry, you say? That would indeed be an effective way to hide itself from predators, not to mention nosy researchers. Thank you, my friend. That gives me much to mull over. I'll be certain to share your theory with Alana and her colleagues. You never know, it could be the spark that illuminates the mystery. And now that we have so many shreds of skin, surely one can be spared. Yes, just a little taste. Sacrilegious. Oh, fine then, I won't eat it. Yet it couldn't hurt once Yelana's done with him, right? Speaking of which, I should deliver them to her. Rest assured, I keep you apprised of any developments. Mark my words, Desiree. Next time we will find the Samiel, and it will be glorious. See that you keep your tools on and your steps spry. Catchyway is thrilled with your effort. She now considers you a protector of the Samiel. A new quest continuing the story of a search for the Samiel is now available. Speak with Catchyway as a minor botanist level 80 or above to undertake the quest. You're here, good. Now we may set forth. Chief, I believe it's customary to tell people where they're going and why. Permit me, Desiree. Based on my analysis of the skin, we've identified the Samiel's primary habitat. There are traces of salt, you see, and I surmised that, for reasons just unknown to us, that particular creature has made a journey across the sea. The question then is, whence did it come? It did not take long to determine that Colusia is the only location remaining suited to sustaining megafauna. What's more, we understand now, my friend. We understand how the Samiel has managed to elude us for so long. Again, the secret lies in the skin. It contains the self-same matter that makes up crystals, formed in such a way as to resemble glamour prisms. Hailing from the XIV's homeland, these marvelous objects can be used to cast illusions. Illusions, Desiree! To conceal something of that size takes a prodigious amount of magic. Truly, the Samiel is an amazing beast. So the plan is to find the habitat and dispel the illusion. For this, we need to prepare a special powder, whose main ingredient happens to be found in Colusia. How very neat! I'll share the details after we arrive at our destination. The mountainous, rocky part of Colusia, aptly named Squee. Come, we have a meeting with a Samiel. Yeah. Without the specimen you recovered for us, we never would have learned that Samiel came from across the sea. So this is where they live. There might even be one standing right over our heads right now, and we wouldn't realize. So the main ingredient I mentioned earlier is a substance called black facet. It can be found in this area. If you can gather the stuff for me, I will use it to prepare the dispelling powder. In the meantime, we'll search the area for the Samiel's domain. We're coming for you, my pretty. Pretty sure we used to need high quality black facet for this. But again, this mechanic was removed. So, how fast the search? Do you have a black facet for me? Yes, with sufficiently pure stuff and an ample amount of it besides, I prepare the dispelling powder at once. It's ready. I must say, I never thought the little bit of alchemy I dabbled in would ever come in handy. Of course, I couldn't have made it at all without the fine ingredients you brought me, Desiree. During your short time with us, you've proven yourself eminently capable, and we could use someone like you in the facet. Might you be persuaded to officially join our ranks? I'm a traveler. I'm needed elsewhere. But of course you are. Your many talents would be wasted in one place. There is a beauty in wild beasts, a pureness born of the unshackled lives they lead. You exude the same air as them, Desiree, and I hope you never lose it. But come, we have work to do. We believe the Samiel is nearby and they want you to do the honor. Release the powder from yonder vantage point, and all shall be revealed. There! A family. Amazing. They're even bigger than I thought. They truly exist. You were right, Chief. You were right all along. Of course I was, but even I wasn't expecting to find an entire horde, and with young besides. Biel must be the sanctuary, away from the volatility of the mainland. Curious if the horde can function without seeing one another. They must have some means of communication. Via cries inaudible to our ears, perhaps? Assuming they ordinarily remain hidden, why do you suppose the creature in Ilmac showed itself to us? Ah, good question. This is merely a hypothesis, but that beast, I believe, was smitten. Smitten? In the midst of courtship, in other words. In order to win over a female, I imagine it must exhibit itself, show that it's healthy and strong. So it engaged in reckless acts to gain the attention of the opposite sex. Just like people. Wait, does that mean there was another Samiel nearby at the time? And what do you suppose they do when mating? Will they reveal themselves as well? Another good question. Considering their massive frames, perhaps they take to the water? But whatever the answer is, rest assured we'll find it soon enough, along with many others. Finding the Samiel was only the beginning, my friends. Exciting days of study and research await us. Oh dear, it seems we've been noticed. We should give them some space. Animals with young can be unpredictable, and it would be an impediment to our work were they to grow wary of us. Come friends, let's return to the crystarium. I dare say we've achieved enough for one day. To behold the Samiel in the flesh was moving beyond words. Were it not for you, we may well have remained ignorant of their existence. The little ones were adorable, were they not? I hope they grow up big and strong. Brief for adverse, I will never forget my first sight of a Samiel. Can't wait to begin our study of a creature in earnest. The study is all well and good, Chief, but I'll remind you not to neglect your other duties at the facet. Yes, I know. Well, Yelena, judging by your own excitement, it seems you enjoy it no less than any of us. Of course I enjoyed. It's not often one gets a chance to study such an ancient life form. There's so much we stand to learn, from their metabolism, to their behavior, to their society. When light swallowed up the world, it not only decimated innumerable species outright, it wreaked havoc on the balance of nature, which led to the extinction of yet more species. That's to say, all life that has survived is a miracle, Desiree. Yours, mine, and of course, the Samiel's. I was born after the flood, like most folk. We know only what exists now, and little and less of what came before. But I believe, Desiree, I believe that one day life will return to where light now rules, that the world will return to the way it once was. And so I labor to conserve the precious resources we still have. The lives that will blossom on the morrow will arise from the seeds of today. We'll study the Samiel and protect the habitat, that they might still roam these lands in 1,000 years and beyond. Of course, we can't do this without Yelena and Mao and their brilliant minds. Already trying to force more work on us, I see. But against my better judgment, you have my cooperation, Chief. After all, without me keeping watch, you'd go off gallivanting again, given half a chance. You can count on me as well. I for one am keen to see what other mysteries can be attributed to the Samiel. Well, Desiree, Under your fine leadership, the Samiel search squad has fulfilled its purpose. Said what is, it's time for us to disband. I don't doubt that you remain busy with your myriad other pursuits, but I hope you won't forget about us. Should you come into out of interest on your adventures, be sure to let me know so I can sneak off to find it. Alright, maybe I do that. Woo! And Yelana is warning me off. Crashyway could not be happier with your efforts. She now considers you honorary captain of the Samiel search squad. There may be other folk in the Crystalium who could use the assistance of a talented artisan. Ask around and see who's in need of your skills. The Lost World. And that was the facet of gathering and this episode. Until next time then, I'm Mace and don't get lost.